There are different stages they come. Some of them, they start to plan the game even commercially. There are game developers that are not indies. They just treat the game as a commercial project. So they start with advertising. The price of the traffic they will drive to the game. So sometimes they will come for the research of the audience. Sometimes they start to create a game not for the US audience because of intense competition, but for Argentina or Vietnam or something like this. So this is far before just creating the game. Mm-hmm. The experienced developers, they come when they at the very beginning of the game, because they create two languages right away, and what they need is this proper localization pipeline set up. So they might hire a localization project manager, or we can, as a company, lend them the localization project manager who will be responsible for setting up the pipeline. I mean, choosing the right platform for localization, and in the localization platform, you set up all the integrations. For example, you can integrate your platform with GitHub repository, so all the files will be available on the localization platforms. You just make commit and push to the GitHub repository, introducing new lines of some content, and the translators will instantly get this in their localization platform. They would translate, and the localization platform would just create a pull request to your repository back with all the languages. So building this requires like several hours, sometimes several days to integrate everything, and it should be done in the very beginning. So sometimes we just give a piece of free advice and helping developers to set up this pipeline. And then there is a pause, of course, and when they create content, they have this continuous delivery pipeline. So every night they have a build that is already localized. And then when the content is ready, the large part of it, we start to translate it. So there is a negotiation about the pricing, about the team of the translators. We keep the translators consistent. So what I mean is we assign translators for the projects, and they leave, and they just stay with the project for years. We have translators that have been working for some localization projects for like more than 10 years, localizing the same games. They are players, they are experts of the games they translate. So some of the developers, they come, and this is a mistake, when they have a game, they have a release in 2 weeks, and they start to think, well, I have English in the game, but I go on Steam and I heard that Portuguese people would be willing to play in Portuguese. How should I localize? And that's creating a rush. That's creating a chaos, I would say, because sometimes the game is not ready for localization, and this is instead of marketing on Steam, instead of wish lists, thinking about traffic, about people, about gameplay, they start to think about localization. That's a mistake. I would not recommend doing this at the very end, but I think like 50% of people they come in this stage. They consider, or they try to promote it in English, and then they consider adding more languages as growth hack. just expanding the audience. And we help them. And what we usually advise is content prioritization. So translating a game into 20 languages might be very expensive because of large, the content is large, the number of languages, the number of people is large, so it might be expensive. But they can start with some small steps, just localizing store description, Steam description, App Store description, Google Play description. It's not very expensive. Localizing screenshots, localizing UI in the game, but not all the content. Some of the knowledge base might be localized using machine translation. So the prioritizing content is a key for budget cutting. Localizing just the main UX, only just 2 or 3 initial levels of the game, if they have levels, this will give the user this will give some understanding of how it is it worth it or not.